welcome to my channel. And here we are going to be working on the construction of the surface development of a truncated square prism. So this is the pictorial view. So when we talk about a truncated square prism, that means a part of it is cut off. Cut off. So a part of this square prism, as you can see here, is cut off, and this is what we have as a pictorial view. Here we have the seam at this point. Now, so we have the orthographic views here. So this is the top view and this is the front view. Now in the top view, we have that the length of the square is 40 millimeters, and then in the front view, for us to draw this line, we call this line a cutting plane. So the cutting plane at this point is at this distance of 5 millimeters from the base here, and here it is 25 millimeters from the base. So we are going to draw the orthographic views, which is what we are going to use to produce the surface development of this truncated square prism. So let's start and see how it can be done. So the first thing that we have to do is to draw a vertical line, a vertical center line. So you draw a vertical center line like this. So that's the vertical center line, and then we draw a horizontal center line like this. Alright, so then we are going to take a measurement. So from this point where the two lines meet, we take 20 to the left side, 20 to the right side. Then we set this ruler like this, 20 millimeters down, and we take 20 millimeters up. Then we are going to form a square. So come to this point with the T-square. So draw a horizontal line to the left and to the right. So horizontal line like this. And then, so we take the set square. So we draw a vertical line here. So draw a vertical line. And then draw a vertical line. Alright, so we are going to number each of the points. So on the square, so this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3, and this is point 4. The numbering is very important. Okay, so then we come up a little bit and we draw a horizontal line. Then with the set square on this line, or at this point 1, so draw a vertical line up, and also at point 4, draw a vertical line up like this. Alright, so then the so we take the total height at 70 millimeters. So it is not what we have, or part of what we have there. Or I'll take it at 60 millimeters. Let's take it at 60 millimeters. So then we draw horizontal line at this point. Then, so for us to produce the cutting plane, so from the base here, we take a measurement of 55 millimeters. Okay, then we come to this side. As we see in the diagram, we take 25 up. This is 25. So here we can now draw the cutting plane. So the cutting plane goes like this. So the cutting plane is drawn with thick, long shin line. That's what we use for the cutting plane. So from here now, so make this line a thick line, and then we make this line a thick line. Then make this line a thick line like this. Alright, so here now, so I'm going to call this point, I'll call it point 1 prime, 2 prime, and this is point 3 prime, 4 prime. And then I'm going to call this point, I'll call it point A, and this point here, I'll call it point B. So where the cutting plane touches this point, I'll call it point A, and this point, I'll call it point B. So let's take note of that. So, and then here, I'm going to make this line a thick line, and I'll also make this line a thick line like this. Okay, so making this also a thick line, and I'll make this also a a thick line. Alright, so we have it here. Now let's go for the surface development. So what we have to do is to come up and draw horizontal line along this line. Draw horizontal line. So we come to this point A here. So draw horizontal line. Then come to point B. Draw horizontal line like this. Alright, so we have this. So the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to draw a vertical line. Okay, so move away a little bit and draw a vertical line here. So if we are cutting it from this point 4 here, okay, so this point we are going to have 4 at this point. Then we now take a measurement of 40 millimeters as the length or side of the square base is 40 millimeters. So we take 40 millimeters in 4 places. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and then so lastly, so we take the fourth one, this is 4. Alright, so we are going to number this point. So after 4, we have a next is 3. So next point is 3. Then the next one is what? Is 2. And next one is 1. Then we go back from 1 to 4. So this is it. So on each of these points, we are going to erect a vertical line. So erect a vertical line on each of these points as we did for that of a complete square prism. Alright, so we have this. Now, look at this point A. So this point A is on 4 and 3. It's on 4 and 3. So this point is point A. And I'll also call this point, I will call it point A. Then we also have 4 at this point. I will call this one, I will call it A prime. Then we have that point B here is on 1 and 2. So where do we have 2? So we have 2 at this point. So I'll call this point, I'll call it point B. And then on 1, this is 1. So I'll call this one, I'll call it B prime. So this is B prime. So all these points, we are going to join them together. So we are going to join this point together with straight lines. So when it comes to that of the square prism or of prism, so we use straight lines to join the cutting point together. So we join this, so this is A and A, we join them together, A on 4 and A on 3. So we join this point A on 3 to point B, and then we join point B here with point B prime on 1. Then we join this point B prime with A prime, okay, with A prime on 4. And then we make this line a thick line from here down like this. We also make this line a thick line from here down like this. So this line also make it a thick line. Okay, so make this line from here down a thick line, and then make this line a thick line. Then the whole of this line will be a thick line all through to the hinge here. Alright, so this is the surface development of a truncated square prism. As simple as I've done it here. Thank you.